Assetto Corsa Competizione will be in full release next month. In this video, I'll discuss why I turned my back on the early releases and why I was wrong to do so. What's up guys, it's Mike for SimRacing604, and today we're going to catch up on ACC and discuss how I got things so wrong. So as some of you may have noticed, there's been little to no content on my channel recently featuring Assetto Corsa Competizione, and this was by design. If you go back to September of 2018, I was more excited and happy than a lot of other sim racers with the early access build 1 of ACC. I was impressed with the graphics, the sounds, the AI, and the car physics. I knew that the force feedback would improve over time, and it has, along with a number of other improvements. But I was far less impressed with each iterative step, and my interest in the uncompleted title kind of fell off. In other words, my interest going from build 4 to 5 was a fraction of what my interest was at the release of the first build. And with that lack of interest came a lack of desire to even race the title. And I'm not alone. ACC's early release has an engagement of less than 10% of its 5-year-old predecessor, Assetto Corsa 1. It's not a fair comparison, of course, because you're comparing an early release title with limited content to a long-standing and well-loved full release, but I think you see my point. But what I think I and many others may be overlooking is that the incremental steps that Kunos has made throughout the past 5 months has added up to a great racing sim. It's harder to see when you analyze each step individually, but the amalgamation of these steps is significant. The inverse is what I like to call the white shoe rule. If you look at your favorite pair of shoes right now, they probably look pretty good, but the next time you're at the shoe store, hold your own shoe up next to a new shoe. All of a sudden your pair looks like rubbish. We're better at spotting leaps than steps, and I think you may be pleasantly surprised by the leaps Kunos has made with ACC if you haven't driven it for a while. I had resigned myself to shelving ACC until full release in March, but after having a chat with the great Dan DiMaggio, I was encouraged to try it again, and he was right. I stand by my position that a sim racer with my habits of chasing down mods will quickly grow bored with ACC's limited content if there isn't modding or some DLC content. But as a dedicated GT3 sim, I think it's going to be fantastic. I had recognized the chasm between where I had hoped that ACC would end up, which in my mind was a sim that looked like Project Cars 2, sounded like Race Room, and drove like R Factor 2. The chasm was obvious in build 1, but far less so with the current build, and I'm optimistic that by the time we get to version 1.0, the chasm will be negligible. So, with the next release set to be issued in a few days, and the full release likely in the next several weeks, I'm back on the excitement train for ACC. So thank you, Dan. And for those still on the fence about whether to buy, my advice at this point is to hold off until full release. There's not a massive savings to be had anymore, as the price has gone to €45, and I expect the full initial retail price to be €50 to €60. I'd suggest waiting and reading reviews on version 1.0. So in summary, I'm really pumped for the overall progress Kunos has made with ACC. It's a really fun sim to race, and I can't wait to see what the next round of improvements will bring to this sim. Stepping back from the title helped me see how far things have come, and I'm glad I took that step. For those who haven't tried Competizione in a while, I recommend you do so, and I think you might be surprised. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know in the comments if you're still excited for this release. Thanks for watching.